Hey everyone, it's Lori on Tuesdays with the Beaver Brunch. I just got back from New York City. I put my luggage up in my room and now I'm scarfing down some Taco Bell. Excuse me. Before I get into the topic of the week, which is breakups, which I don't know anything about those. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I gotta say that New York was awesome. Pride was unbelievable, unbelievably amazing. And I met up with some friends from New York City area, and I met up with some friends from Michigan, and I didn't get to see any of you beavers. I don't know, maybe you were hiding or maybe we just didn't cross paths, but I had my bright pink hat on. I have a video of Pride. I have a picture with Michelle. Oh my gosh, groundbreaking. I think San Diego Pride is in like 15 days, 16 days, something like that, like 2.5 weeks at tops. I cannot get over it. I am like floored. I am so excited. So, breakups, breakups. First breakup, I think, is the most significant. I think emotionally, perhaps, at least in my life, the messiest too, and the one where you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna make all the mistakes I could possibly make, and it's gonna be terrible, terrible. And mine was. Well, actually, my first two breakups, I would say, because the first breakup that I had, I was totally in the closet. No one else knew about it, so um, just she and I. And so, like, I couldn't really talk to anyone about it, and we had to put on a good face because we didn't want anyone to know that we were breaking up, which sucks because it's like, that's huge, and you want your friends to be there for you, and they can't be because you don't tell them what's going on. That's really hard. I think that was like one of the saddest things about being in the closet and being a teenager is like not having the support of most people who are in relationships and making mistakes and having fun and being happy or being not happy, just not having anyone to know about it. You get through it. You get through it. And I know I did. And then I dated another girl, and then that was one of those where people knew about it, and when we were breaking up, it was like we had went separate ways, and we were in college then, and it was just getting really messy. Like I think we were kind of like being jealous of each other, and maybe like being too close to one another, and just not really being the people that we wanted to be as as individuals. So so I think it was hard to be together when you knew that there was something like not genuine about it. Um, and I know that this was also someone that I had broken up with a couple times. It was one of those where like you break up and then you're like, oh my God, I can't live without you. We need to be together. I can't. I didn't eat for a week. I need to be with you. I forgive you. And then like the same shit comes up all the time. And that's one thing I've learned. Don't bring up the same shit all the time. Do not, just don't. Like if it's something that happened at the beginning of your relationship and you say, you know what, I'm over it. I'm over it. Or like you beat it to death, like it's just not going to go anywhere, and no one's going to be happy, and you're going to feel guilty, and you're going to feel like a piece of shit. And I know that's how I felt. And then you don't act like yourself, and then they don't get to see the person that they're in love with, and then it just doesn't work out. I know that happened for me. Like a mistake that I made at the very beginning of my relationship uh, ended up just totally sabotaging the whole rest of it. So it was just not a good situation. It was just really sad because this is someone that I had been with for like 3 years, and it was something that we couldn't get past. I felt like we did everything that we could, and it just wasn't gonna work. It just wasn't gonna work. And you kind of have to realize that. And I think that was part of like when we broke up, what was so hard was like just realizing that we're not going to be together, and it wasn't right. And as much as either of us tried, maybe we just couldn't do the right things to make each other happy. And And then there's, I think, a really hard thing to do is to decide, do you see each other? Do you hang out? Do you not hang out? Do you continue to sleep together if that's something that you are doing? What works? And I think that it's very individualized for your relationship, but also it's just important to like check yourself. Like just be like, is this healthy? Are we happy? Are What problems could this create? Like how could this be improved? I felt like we did everything that we could and it just wasn't gonna work. It just wasn't gonna work. And you kind of have to realize that. And I think that that was part of like when we broke up, what was so hard was like just realizing that we're not going to be together and it wasn't right. And as much as either of us tried, maybe we just couldn't do the right things to make each other happy. And then there's, I think, a really hard thing to do is to decide, do you see each other? Do you hang out? Do you not hang out? Do you continue to sleep together if that's something that you are doing? What works? And I think that it's very individualized for your relationship, but also it's just important to like check yourself. Like just be like, is this healthy? Are we happy? What problems could this create? Like how could this be improved? I do not sleep with exes. Like if you're broken up, like you can't have all this. Like you're not with me. So that was something that I figured out. It took me some time, but I figured out that kind of complicates things. The other thing is be careful what you say. This is someone that you cared enough about to be with, and the things that you say you can never take back. And just try not to be crazy. Just try to like if you're really emotional, maybe just don't talk then. Like maybe just wait until you can cool down or be like, you know what, if you're talking on the phone or if you're with someone, if you can feel tension building, if you can feel it getting really out of hand emotionally, you can just say, you know what, I'm just not ready to talk right now. I need to figure some things out. I want to talk to you about it. Just this isn't the right time. We're not going anywhere. Like we're not being productive. Try to remember that this is someone that you cared about enough to like be with. So you have to remember that even if they were shitty to you or shat on you or whatever, it's like you got to think like, okay, we can be civil, we can be adults, like we can work through this. And I hope that it's not as bad for you as it was for me, but you don't see me crying no more, okay? Oh, breakups suck so bad. Sometimes, like, I had one breakup that was so bad that I was like, maybe it's not even worth being in a relationship if it's going to be this bad. But you got to be very aware of people's emotions and how it affects other people too. That's important. Just be kind. Be kind. Be gentle. Because it's going to come back around. Somebody's going to treat you the way that you treat someone else. It happens. And also, it gets back to people. Like, if you're a crazy ex, if you're like having a bad breakup, people will know about it. You don't want to be known for the bad things that you say or the craziness that you put out there. So if you can be civil and genuine, like hopefully the person that you're dealing with will have the courtesy to do the same. Or at least you'll be the bigger person. And that sometimes is more satisfying at the end of the day. So to all my exes, thanks for nothing. No, I'm kidding. But I hope that everyone has a great week. And I'm so excited for next month. I cannot even get over it. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Okay, bye.
Gay Pride! We're at the corner of 6th Avenue and 8th Street. Reporting live from the Leather Daddy. And on the fire truck. Oh yeah! Love them. This is Angel and Crystal. Hey. And we're celebrating Pride here in New York City together.